The only issue with slide is people would think step drag, as if like the back leg is dead. Then the way your head is just sticking up looks like Momo. Just ears. Dumb man's hook, Gua Tung Choi, hammer, Ballad Choi, white punch, Yang Yang palm, propping kick, reverse punch, grab, crossing step back punch, skim, down block punch. Stop it, Momo. Most of the time, we go back fist here and then circle Diu Sao. Some people I've seen that when they go for the back fist, they simply just grab into Diu Sao. That's not wrong either. I still wonder why is it in the Li Gan Wing system we do a full circle and grab. My guess is that it teaches us how to circle and grab at any angle. So if I have to grab here, if I have to grab up here, down here, I can easily work on my speed and my contact point. So wherever it is, I can easily grab. So if it's all the way down here, I can go up and grab. Whereas if we're already there and we only practice just going here, well then we're not gonna develop that speed of having to reach out somewhere and grab. So the same way that Sigong Li, how he has the 3 fingers in and curling downwards to help develop the forearms, that's my guess too. So a lot of styles in Kung Fu, there are movements in there that they add a twist to it to help build certain things. In this case, it's the forearms. My guess is that in this case, we're working on hand-eye coordination and speed. So if we see somebody punching, we're just reaching out all the way, grabbing, and then plucking. So reach out and pluck, versus just grab and pluck in the same spot here. We want to be able to reach out, grab that arm, and pull it in. We're using our tricep, forearm, also our lat muscles to be able to pluck that in. Wax off, and reaching out as you wax off, and then pluck. Think like a praying mantis. If there was an insect, how quickly can you reach out and grab it? Most people are gonna use their shoulder joints as opposed to just isolating the elbow joint. Think of like there's a pin in the middle and trying to go all the way around. Another common thing that I see is trying to use the wrist. So it's less elbow and more wristy. And so we don't wanna just use the wrist, we wanna try to get as much elbow. So I'm trying to keep my wrist straight and I'm just circling at the elbow. As I reach out, my thumb side is gonna start going downwards, so that way I can turn inwards here. If I stay with my thumb side up, then I reach my limit and I can't go anymore, I'm at full extension. So I have to turn it somewhere along the way to allow the path. So now my elbow is pointed up and I can get that inwards. The last part is doing a full circle and then you have to reach out first and then pluck. What I like to do is do about 3 circles or so, just getting the revolution, and then reach out and pluck. Circle a few times, reach out and pluck. Just go King Choi, back fist, and circle Diu Sao. So 1, 2, 3. And then the other thing is pulling that fist to the waist and a little bit higher up. I want to see this gap over here between the fist and the elbow right into the armpit area. So if I see kind of too low here, then it doesn't look as strong, or if it's not pulled back enough, it doesn't look as strong. But if we pull it back and a little bit higher, we get that extreme angle and it looks much cleaner and stronger. Right King Choi, right back fist, right Diu Sao, pull that left fist back. Pop, pop, pop. That's it, Mrs. Vaughn. We're gonna start off in what we call the middle stance or the white ape stance. Middle stance as in our spine is in the middle of our feet. We should feel very balanced. So if we have too much weight on the front foot, that's more of a forward stance. Too much weight on the back foot, that's more of a clap stance or a tiger riding stance. So we wanna be in the middle. White ape or monkey stance, the front foot is balanced equally. The back foot, I want my foot to have more on the toe side. So I don't wanna have too much weight on my pinky side where my big toe starts to come up off the ground. If anything, I'm pressing off the pad of my big toe. And my heel, it's okay for it to have it slightly off the ground, because if it's slightly off the ground, that means that our arch is integrated into the structure of it. So that back leg, I want it to be strong and then to be able to push off that toe side. If I open up too much, then I'm not gonna generate as much power. So I wanna turn that knee inwards and I have all of this structure to be able to launch forward. So it's really for launching. If my heel is all the way down and I try to push off the heel, I'm not gonna get that same amount of speed. So I want that springiness. So now your back leg is a big spring and you're just launching it forward. When I do launch forward, naturally I'm gonna land heel to toe with my front leg, but my goal is trying to feel this spring and the arch itself to be loaded into the spring and just press forward. So launch forward, and then we're gonna go 4 going forward. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll go backwards. So same thing, now I'm pressing backwards. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
We are not dragging our front leg, is that right? I have to raise it and go head to toe.
That's a great question. In the past, we would say step slide, but then the only issue with slide is people would think step drag, as if like the back leg is dead. So we don't want to think of it as a dead leg. We want to think of it as actively sinking back in. So the moment that we step with that, we're pushing off that back leg, but then the front leg, when it finally steps forward, then that back leg has to instantly come back in quickly as well. Yep. E. Some. Say. Backward. Yep. E. Some. Say. Yep. E. Some. Say. Yep. E. Some. Say. And class miss. Good job, you guys.